Good morning. Sorry about that, everybody. That was totally me. Lost in playing my guitar. I just looked at the time. I was like, oh my gosh. Sorry, I know I'm late. I'm like really late. 4 minutes late. I can't believe I'm that late. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I just got lost in my guitar and I totally missed my alarm. And I had everything set up, but you know, that's what happens when you get lost. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is April 24th, the 7th of 2017. It's funny. I have been lately really thinking it's 2016. I don't know why. My brain has not been processing the year. So maybe I'm doing a little bit of playing around. Oh my gosh. That's my songbook, by the way. I was literally just playing songs until, I looked and I'm like, oh my God, it's 10:02. And I have an alarm on my phone and on my iPad, and I just played right over those. So good morning. Yes. Okay, first of all, who would like card pulls? We have 3 slots, and while you guys are letting me know who would like card pulls, I will go ahead and do a few announcements. Great, Sue, that's perfect. So let's see, the very first announcement is there was confusion about the Eugene event. So I'm not going to be on the panel. I am going to be attending the fair itself. So the fair will be a total of like 20 plus readers. There'll be a lot of people there. It's at the Unity Church. It's Saturday night, the 28th, this coming Saturday, from 1 to 9 p.m. It's going to be a long fair, so we'll be there for a while. Any of you guys who are in southern central Oregon, the coast, we're going to be right smack in the middle of the state. Hi, good morning, Elizabeth. So, did I see Kyle's in here too? Hi, Kyle. Hi, Jesse. Laura, you said you'd like a pull. How are you doing, Laura? I know you guys have had a lot of change. Kyle, you've got it. All right, so we've got our 3. Okay, so good morning. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going to be changing the way I do public events. I've kind of decided I'm not going to do fairs anymore. I'm going to do the big fairs, like I'll be up in Kent, Washington in September or August, one of those. When we get closer, I'll let you know. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do dinner with a psychic. So I will have 3 spots for 3 different people who want to attend. We're going to do it on the second Fridays of the month. We'll see how it goes. And I'm going to do it at different restaurants each time. I'm going to do tickets for $20, and then you pay for your own food. I promise we'll be going to restaurants with yummy food, the restaurants that I attend and go to with my husband. The Scarborough Fair, I don't know. Well, you'll have to tell me more about that, Jesse. I am eventually going to start trying to do more fairs kind of even beyond Oregon, just because most of my audience isn't in Oregon. You guys are all over the place. You had a weird dream of your own death this weekend? I've been having some very strange dreams also lately, Laura. No, I don't know that song. Jesse. Okay, so then that's the dinner with a psychic. I wanted to remind you guys that our angel card reading that Shauna does each week is out. I really liked it this week. It was definitely on point. For me, at least, I should say, with Parsley and Rose. So apparently Laura knows the song. You guys should send it to me and I'll listen to it later. PM me a YouTube video of it or something. And then, let's see, the chakra workshop is ready and it's ready to go. We're kind of deciding how to distribute it, but if you want it, you can contact me directly. You can email me and I can get it to you. Here's the deal with the chakra workshop. Kyle awesomely, so beautifully reduced it. So it's a 90-minute recorded workshop with 6 different tracks The meditations are split out so you can just listen to the music of the meditations. I mean, just the meditations themselves. Kyle added some very cool music to it. Oh, love it, Kyle. Love it. And so there's 2 powerful meditations in there. There's exercises. By the time you do the full workshop, because you'll have to pause between tracks, there's exercises to do, there's meditations to sit in, and there's a really fun chakra drawing workshop, or chakra, exercise of making your own chakra diagram. That's really cool. And if you send me your chakra image, I will give you a reading off of it. And it comes also with a interactive PDF link with slides. They're my slide presentation that I use for the chakras. So you're going to listen, you can have the slides. The slides are full of links that have links to YouTube videos and articles and all sorts of different cool stuff. So you can take your learning as far as you want to with it. Simon and Garfunkel. I love Simon and Garfunkel. I just started learning Enjoy the Silence song. I'm forgetting the name of it. So all of that stuff's included in the chakra workshop, and it's $66 for the full workshop. So that's my newest putting it out there creation. Thanks to Kyle. Awesome collaboration. Love it. And then I also wanted to let you guys know Shauna's running a special right now. If you haven't worked with her before, she's awesome. Sounds of Silence. Thank you, Laura. That's it. Exactly. Yes. So those are my announcements. Shauna's running a special. I think she has it listed on our, page. It's definitely on her page, Shauna Smith. You can go and look at her directly. And she also works out of kind of her own. So we share the space of Healing Pathwalkers, and she also runs her own kind of site too. So those are all of my announcements. I did want to ask you guys something. Some of my workshops are much better. Some are great recorded. Like, all of my classes are recorded because honestly, that's the best way to attend them. You get to do it when you want to. You can take your time with it. You take it at your own rate. Great. Thank you, Sue. And some of my stuff is much better to attend live. For instance, I do a Breaking Through Your Mirrors workshop that I do live. And I was thinking, I don't know if you guys want me to create a space where you guys can attend those workshops online live. So if you're interested in that, PM me and let me know. And if I get enough of an interest, because it does cost me money to create that space, that online classroom space where many people can come in and attend. Workshops tend to be like 90 minutes to 3 hours, depending upon them. So they're where we really get in depth and really go into deeper issues, really get into that work. So, hi, Letitia. Yeah, it is getting long, isn't it? And it's curly long too, so it's really long. Okay, thank you. Anyway, so that's all of my announcements. Card pulls. We've got Sue, Laura, and Kyle. And if anybody else requested, I'll add you to tomorrow's pulls. Let's see, Sue. And how was your guys' weekends? What did you guys do? I'll pay attention as I go through. Oh, the Shadowscapes deck wanted to talk to you. I found my deck. Did I tell you guys that already? It was missing for a while. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you. Let's see. It's funny. Kyle and I were playing Neighborhood Chicken yesterday. I was in his neighborhood while he was in my neighborhood. You slept? Awesome. Awesome. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. I had my good friend Josh over. We went and saw music on Saturday night. Went and saw my friend Huck perform, and he was a little bit off, but it was really nice to see him and hear his music again. And then he had a friend, Dean, who was performing afterward, and it was interesting. It was an interesting time. We had, but he and I always have so much fun together. My rabbit loves him. Like, she can't get enough of Josh. It's hilarious. I went ahead and put a picture of them on Instagram. It was super cute. You can only see music when you're tripping. That's funny. I Now, I've never tripped. I don't know exactly what tripping means, because I didn't do those kind of drugs. I was just a little pothead when I did that stuff. I mean, I tried some things, but they're not fun. They're no fun. Okay, Sue. Sue, you got the 7 of Cups. So now the 7 of Cups, I do, exactly. I'm kind of like, what would happen? You know, I've never wanted to do psychedelics because I always thought, I don't know, my life's kind of psychedelic already. Let's see. So Sue, I want you to look. Notice how this woman, she's looking up at this island up there, and she's like, yeah, I see these castles. Yeah, I hear you that you got a map. I don't want to go there. I want to go here. I want to go up here. Now, there's a certain element that you have in your life where you want to go beyond. You're like, I want to go beyond all of this. I want to reach beyond what is findable on your map, right? But her spouse, he's like, listen, I get that you want to go up there, but I can't find that on the map. I don't know how to get us there. And at the same time, notice how all these cups and things, they're all around her. She's not paying any attention to what she already has. Now, this card can have 2 different meanings. I'm just going to feel it for a minute. This card is asking you to recognize that you are distracting yourself with an impossible goal, right? And to let that be a dream that you hold, but to stay present in what you have. You've got a partner who's at your side, who's like, I'm with you. I'm with you on the adventure, but I gotta know where we're going. I gotta have an idea. So allow him to be a part of your adventure. Allow his need to also help pull you into the present. Because the reality is, this and this and this, these locations, that's what you can, where you can impact things. This up here, it's not connected to anything either. It's like a dream, right? And remember, you have everything that you need already. You are equipped. You are prepared, okay? So really come into the present, into the physical. One of the things that happens to us as energetics when we start awakening and we get like the amazing awareness that comes from this process where we're like, oh my God, you don't even get what it's like up there. Okay. Like, it's amazing. We forget that we already know all of that, but we're here. He did. I'm so sorry, Sue. I know that's hard. He's going to really need you to be present with him in order to be able to, in whatever way he chooses to combat this, to be able to combat it. I would strongly recommend, okay, I'm going to just throw this out there. For any of you who have fear of cancer, have cancer, in any way are dealing with that struggle, there's an amazing documentary series called The Truth About Cancer. And it's powerful. It will introduce you to so many different ways of combating cancer that have absolutely nothing to do with chemo and radiation or cutting. My husband and I, when my grandmother passed from cancer, decided, okay, we're going to figure this out and we're going to approach it from a different perspective. So we've been following different practices and everything that we've been collecting information and research on over the last 15 years. The Truth About Cancer guy has been doing the same. So it's a great, concise, powerful place to put it all together. And I think that, right on, Jesse, I think that we ought to try and do some service to self, service to others with him. We'll make sure that we schedule that over the next few days if he gives his permission and he's willing for us to do that work on him. The problem with cancer, the real problem with trying to work on cancer is you're combating fear and you're combating lifetime patterns of not looking at issues. So really this is kind of for both of you guys, really coming into the present. What is it that he's not accepting about himself? What is it that he's not doing for himself? Okay, so we're going to look at all of that kind of stuff and see what we can do and if we can help. And I am so sorry. That's rough. It's It's a rough one. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense for this card. All right, so the other thing I'm going to throw out there, and this may sound callous, that this may sound uncaring. There are a lot of people who are passing right now. There are a lot of people who are passing, and it's in part because, one, they're getting a new vessel, right? It's a different system that we're birthing into. Not very many are going to be capable of transitioning their vessels into this new density. So a lot of people are going to just transition out, and they may either get the new vessel or they may go somewhere else where they can continue their third density lessons and really learn about unity. Some also are going to go to be the leaders in the forefront of this learning, right? Because they're going to need guides. They're going to need those who are saying, you know what, I actually get third density and I'm not ready to move on to fourth density. So I'm going to go and I'm going to be a teacher there. I'm going to be a guide there. Just like how, people like me came and were guides now in this third density transitioning into fourth density. So that's also going on. So the less we can hold fear and pain around that and allow it to be a celebration of this transition that's occurring. And I know that sounds callous for people who are losing and are going to be missing and are going through hardship and going through struggle. I just have to throw that out as well. And yes, we did talk about it, Sue. So it is not a judgment. It is not a goal. It's just my humble opinion and my own humble experience that I'm going to throw out there. Okay, Laura. Let's see what deck. The Messenger Oracles want to talk to you, Laura. Yeah, Sue and I have been talking about this for a while. You would be right here, Jesse. There'd be somebody else doing this teaching. That's all. We are infinitely provided for. One of Nako's lyrics. Okay, so Laura. Also I went and saw, I don't know if any of you guys have seen this movie yet, La La Land. That was a really beautiful movie. That was the other thing I did this weekend, was Josh and I took my son Svas to go see La La Land. It was really beautiful. Let's see, I missed that, Sue. Exactly, it's not a prediction. Okay, between the velvet lies, there's a truth that's hard as seeing. Ronnie James Dio, yeah. It's funny, so much truth comes through in our music. All right, Laura, I'm gonna just check out what the book says as well, just in case. It feels like there's something specific that wants to come through. The card that you got is, and I think this is such a beautiful one. Yes, so much, Kyle. You would know. Know you belong. Card number 19. You have a place. You have a purpose. You are special. Do not change who you are just so that others might accept you. Do not dishonor your truths by allowing someone else to tell you who you must be. Change made just so you can fit in the expectations, the social criteria of a clique or group does not honor you. You do not need to change in order to belong. You are a blessed gift of Gaia and Great Spirit and belong simply because you are. So it sounds like... No, Chris, I'm sorry, there's not room. I'd be happy to put you down for tomorrow, though. So it sounds like, Laura, you are right now kind of maybe feeling a little bit of doubt. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of like, maybe I do need to just do this a little bit different. Maybe I need to do that a little bit different. But you don't. You know, one of the things that I learned was that as I show up more and more authentically myself, authentically as I am, and I don't hide behind others, because that's what I did personally. I got partners that I could hide behind, and like Shauna's a partner that just holds me up and supports me and loves me, and I do the same for her, right? That's completely different than what I was doing before, where I had, I'm going to hide behind. Okay, you can do it. Sure, you do it. I'll show up. I'll just be a little old me. Oh no, you're the more powerful one, right? So when we are doing that, and some people even do that with me, they're like, oh, well, who am I to say anything? You're the one who's saying something different. I'm like, I'm just me. Like, I'm not the authority. You are the authority for your experience. It's your experience. Yeah. So you think you always, so Laura says, I think I always need the answers before I can step forward. So here's a perfect example of this, Laura. I have no friggin' idea what I'm going to do before I show up for this morning Oasis each day. No idea. Now, today, somebody sent me a message last night asking me a question, and I'm like, that's a great idea for tomorrow. So it's the idea is in my head, and the question was, how do I know what my passion is? Everything says to follow your passion, and what if I'm not passionate about anything? So I'm like, that's a great topic. Let's talk about that. Do I know what I'm going to talk about it? No. What I know is that I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up for it. I'm going to ground in. I'm going to open myself up. I'm going to receive as much information as I can. I'm going to open to you guys who show up. What do they need? What do they need to know? And I trust that the information is going to flow through me. And I also trust that that information flowing through me is as much for me as it is for all of you, because we are resonating together, okay? The same is true with session work. I don't know what's going to happen in a session. I don't tune into the session before the session begins. What I do is right before I'm going to show up to the session, I ground, I connect, I create that workspace for the two of us to show up in and to work within. And that's all I know. That's it. The rest is showing up. Showing up is the most important part of all of this work. Showing up, being present, and being authentically you. Willing to be wrong, willing to look foolish, willing to seem like you're crazy, willing to speak a truth that nobody wants to hear, smiling through something that would be devastating to others if that's who you're authentically here to show up as. Whatever that may be, that's what you're here to show up as. So, show up. Okay, Kyle, let's see. The Dreamscape Tarot. Thank you. Good, I'm glad. That felt like it needed to come through to you. Okay, let's see. This is, I love this deck, and I can't say it enough. It's the Dreams of Gaia Tarot by Reving. She's also, interestingly enough, the one who did the Messenger Oracle deck, which we did our first card pull from. I really like her work. Maybe I should find out who her artist was. It's probably her. Okay, let's see. Oh, maybe I should be just doing my own art. Not a good artist. Oh, I shouldn't say that. See how I am even working on myself at every moment and every turn? All right, let's see, Kyle. What message wants to come through for you today? Oh, I don't think you'll be at all surprised by this one. Let's see. I'm just going to look up the book real quick. I'm going to feel this one for just 1 second. Okay. So, you got the Queen of Fire. Look at that imagery. I freaking love these cards. It's so beautiful. Okay. Let's see. Keywords are vibrant, warmth, sexual, sensual, independence, primal, expansive, energetic. Be optimistic and enthusiastic. Engage and stimulate all the senses. Give your full attention. Be focused and confident. Take pleasure in life. Don't second guess yourself. Hold your head up high and avoid petty behavior. There's another message in here for you. When the Queen of Fire appears in your reading, she's asking you to be optimistic and positive. Now's the time to focus on the pleasure of life and enjoying what it is that you do. Be bold and be daring and be fearless. Now is not the time to second guess yourself or allow doubts to prevent you from acting upon an idea or plan that you know will bring positive change and growth to your life. It is what I was just saying. She also suggests that you seek out a Queen of Fire type if you need help. She has a vast network of friends and associates, and she's only too happy to point you in the right direction if you're looking for aid. The Queen is the kind of person who takes just as much delight in others' success as she does in hers as well. The Queen of Fire symbolizes living a full life and being fully present in every moment. Live a sensory life. Stimulate your senses, all of them. See, hear, listen, touch, taste. Your senses are a true gift. Put them to use. So, yes, exactly. All right, so that's the card pull. So it leads perfectly into the question that came forward about how do I find what I'm passionate about? Now, for instance, Kyle, he already knows what he's passionate about. He's passionate about making music, about making amazing music, and music of all sorts and kinds and whatever comes through him. So, he's passionate about creating sound and using sound in different ways. Not all of us are so easily shown what our passions are. And Kyle actually made that leap of faith to follow his passions long before he met me, long before, this moment in time, right? So for those people who are like, I don't know, I don't get it. I'm not that interested in anything. There's nothing that seems really engaging to me. Here's what I have found of working with people over all these years. And I'm a person who has also followed my passion. That's how I started my clothing design business. I'm always seeking a new art. I'm always seeking to learn a new form, a new way of expressing, a new way of taking a material and turning it into something that's amazing that only could come through and out of me, right? So here's what I have found over my lifetime. It's not finding what you're passionate about that's hard. It's believing that you can do it. So what will usually happen for people is they'll get this little spark and they're like, oh, that seems like fun, but I could never do that. Oh, that seems beautiful, but I could never do that. And just a moment ago, you watched me go through that same process when I said, oh God, I love her cards. I love her imagery. Maybe I'm supposed to do my own art on my cards. No, I couldn't do that. I'm not an artist. Wait, don't say that, Jessie. Pause. I can do anything, right? We have to always be constantly monitoring and checking ourselves in that way, right? We have to know that we can do anything it is that we choose to do. It's our own idea of ourselves, our own belief about ourselves that blocks us from it. Kyle says, music is my passion and my work. So I do think I don't spend enough time enjoying relaxing. And I would agree 100% with that one, Kyle. I'm always thinking about my passion. Always thinking about my passion, but it's also work. That's the one danger about your work being your passion. So it takes you away from the rest, right? And so one of the things, thank you for bringing that up, Kyle, because that actually was what I was checking into before and then completely forgot about it as I read it. What I also am getting is it's time to bring your passion into your home as much. And I think that's ultimately why you're not doing your studio out of your home anymore. I think that's why your last big project was to show you how it pulls you away from your other passion, which is your family and your spouse. Your wife is also a Queen of Fire, right? She's also one of those people. And she is needing that connection and that pull. I think that's also why your son is having an issue right now, another pull to come back into the family as well. And the reason being, pulling away from the music and coming into the family, coming into the home space, is going to ultimately create a better balance from which you can do your work. And who knows, something your kid says, something your wife says, something that you feel while you're just chilling at home might be that next big dream, might be that next big thing. For me, that's how I get my inspiration. My husband is constantly inspiring me and constantly challenging me and constantly breaking beliefs I hold about me. So that is, I think really what's going on for you. It is a lot to do. Create, market, network, freelance, grind. Exactly. There's so much involved in that, and it's so easy to get lost in it. You know, when I first started awakening, my family lost me for a few years. I was like, oh my God, I got to do this and I got to do that. I need to do this. I need to go there. And it's easy to get lost that way. And I had to kind of go, oh, whoa. And that's a big part of why I'm not going to be doing very many fairs, the other like gallery fairs and things, is I need to refocus my attention back in the evenings to my family. My son's 13. He's growing up so fast. I've only got like 4 years left of him at home. That's how long I've been doing this work. Like, oh my gosh, it's so fast. So, so I think that that's something for all of us. Now, the main subject today was finding your passion, but tomorrow, maybe that will be what it is. Maybe today's more about balancing your passion with your life, for those of us who are already passionate, but I don't know that as many of us have that gift right now. So I think that the main important thing about passion and following your passion and doing your passion and living your life passionately, it means balance, right? So we talk a lot about balance, especially because I teach from, and for myself, I follow the law of one. And the law of one is all about balance. It's about seeing the polarity. And when we're following a passion to the extreme, we can forget the balance of the other side of the passion, right? Which is feeling of stagnation. And sometimes we lose ourselves in passions because we're like, I'm not sure what to do there. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know how to make that better. I don't feel as engaged. I don't get that same high level of engagement. You know, when we are creating and we are passionate and we are living that all the way up there existence, it's a high, right? It's actually literally a high. And your serotonin and your dopamine levels are through the roof, and you're high on your own chemistry. You know, you're high on the experience. You're upgrading constantly, so your energy levels are high. And then you come back into your reality or your physical life or the rest of your family, and they're not at that high level. And so you kind of feel like there's a sense of a depression almost, like ooh. Jesse was going through that last week. There's like a drop that feels. Yeah, so when we're riding that wave, and then we come back into the home where it's the pool, the kiddie pool, there's no waves there. There's no movement there. It doesn't feel like there is. We kind of forget that, we can't stay up on that high plateau all the time. What happens, when people are doing drugs like ecstasy or meth, for instance, that dump all the chemicals, all our biochemicals into our system, it fatigues the glands. It fatigues them out. And so then they can't produce that. Eventually they get to the point where they can't produce enough and they can't stay on top of that high. And it doesn't feel like it's enough. So they have to come out, just like that, we too have to come out of the high of that passion acceleration, that passion growth, in order to be able to give the vessel time, first of all, to relax, to assimilate all of the information, the new frequency that we're holding, to come to a plateau space. And then and also, by the way, also we have to spend time in the home space to give the family time to assimilate to our level, to give them time to come up to where we're at, and so that we all as a collective can move forward. Teal Swan, and I know I've referenced this before, Teal Swan did a great video about this, where she talked about there's actually two moments of enlightenment. There's the individual enlightenment where you're like, whoa, oh my God, I'm connected to source. Oh my God, this is an amazing feeling. Oh my God, this is what it is. And that feeling of like, oh, I see everything, and it's all about staying in a positive space, and it's all about love, and oh my God, I'm in so much of a love bubble. And they come back in this positivity bubble, and they're like, nothing can take me out of my love bubble. And they'll actually ignore and reject those who are suffering or who are struggling, because they don't want to lose their bubble of joy and positivity. They want to stay in their high. So she says that's that first enlightenment, first ascension space, right? And that when you are there, that's only the individual ascension. That's not the collective, and we're a collective. The whole goal of third density is to get the collective to that space, which seems a little defeating when you actually get out there amongst the masses. So coming back into the family helps to remind us of the unity that we hold. Oh, that's right. I need to bring the collective forward to where I'm at now. So then I can have another platform from which to stand and look for the next goal to go towards. So let's see, Kyle says, I would get that when I came home from the studio. Now I just walk out of the office. Exactly. And by doing the work in the home, this is another thing too. I've over and over made the decision to not move healing pathwalkers out of my home and get like an independent space, because if I leave the home, I'm not doing my work here, then my home space, I'd feel that much more detached from my family. And I already know, I struggle with that. I'm like, I want to go further and further, and it just takes me boom right out of there. So I really actually personally love working from home. I love that my workspace is in the middle of my living room. It's in the middle floor of my 3-story condo. It's in the middle of my house. It's in the middle of my life. My family has to be a part of it. So it keeps me really referenced, really checked in, and keeping them engaged. And I tend to get in this space where I think, oh, my husband, he's so mechanistic. He is, but he's the one who keeps me physical and keeps me practical and keeps me grounded and keeps me going, yeah, Jesse, that's a great idea, but what's it going to look like? How's it going to work? Yes, with the bunnies and the crystals and the patents. So, that he keeps me applicable. He keeps me grounded in reality. When I left the home and started working with somebody else who is not grounded and isn't at all bringing their work into the physical, and I went there with him, I stopped making sense to my husband. Not only did I stop making sense to my husband, I stopped making sense to others as well. I started becoming esoteric and dogmatic, and the person I was working with was saying, oh, you're so esoteric and dogmatic, but that's what he was, right? So I went where he was, and that was the worst mistake I could have possibly made as far as my own growth and development. Also, one of my lessons that I had to learn on my path, right? We always create the perfect lessons for ourselves. So today's meditation is probably going to be around passion, finding it, balancing it. And today's week, I think this week our theme will be around passion. How to figure it out, how to find what you're passionate about, how to make your life, build your life around that passion, and how to balance it in your life. There's some great Daryl Anka stuff. I'm going to listen to it today so that I can be more fresh about it tomorrow, where there's been some fascinating information coming through about passion living and passionate living. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip. Let's get ready for meditation. Hey, I didn't get much of my coffee because I was playing my guitar. Okay. So go ahead and get yourself comfortable if you're going to be laying down, if you're going to be sitting, whatever it is that you're going to be doing. I feel like my hair is in my face. It's all big. There we go. And by the way, I'm wearing a shawl that was sent to me by Lynn. I love it. It's so lovely. Wonderful gift. Thank you. When you're living your passion, others feel passionate. Okay. So go ahead and take a deep breath, just feeling your body, getting comfortable, adjusting, moving things if you need to. Coming into this present moment, breathing in and exhaling. Breathing in this present moment and exhaling. Breathing in, feeling the air, smelling it, the temperature, feeling it come into the body as you breathe even deeper into the belly. And exhaling. Breathing in this present moment, feeling your feet on the floor, your back in the bed, your seat in the chair. However you're positioned. And as you exhale, go ahead and unhook from this morning and yesterday. Breathing in, draw in those lines of connection. And unhook from after this time for the rest of the day, tomorrow. Breathing in this present moment, total awareness, and exhaling, unhooking from your expectations of yourself in this time, in this space. Breathing in, feeling those roots that are already reaching from your feet, from your seat. Feeling yourself rooting even more. Breathing in, driving those roots down as the air comes down within you, and exhaling, driving them even deeper, spreading them out even wider. Breathing in, drawing up energy through those roots, bringing and inviting Gaia into your body, into your vessel. And exhaling, sending all the heavy feelings, the pain, the fear, the suffering, the anxiety, the depression. Send those down the roots, just like leader lines, dropping those roots deeper and wider. Feel how your feet are just totally buzzing right now, really full of that Gaia energy. allow and invite that to come up through the body, bringing it up through the legs. It feels like it's getting a little stuck in our knees. Our knees are where we hold our fear of, how do I move forward? How do I take that next step? I know what the next step is, and this isn't it. Our rigidity, our stubbornness. I don't know how to flex with this. I don't know how to cushion this. Right? Ankles. How do I feel passionate about this? How do I enjoy it? How do I roll with it? Just acknowledging these areas that are saying, hey, we're dealing with passion. This is how I block it. As you're bringing that energy up through these regions of the vessel, let your body talk to you. It's going to talk to you in like ways of giving you thoughts or ideas that will seem like a distraction. Oh yeah, but I have to do this. Oh yeah, but I have to do that. It's showing you, oh, this is how I distract myself from my passions. It will talk to you in ways of like showing you memories, maybe ideas or images or thoughts, maybe other people. You'll think of somebody. This is also how you distract yourself from the passions. So as we're bringing that energy up through the legs, know that our root is how we relate to this physical experience. And passion is an emotion. And when it's followed, we're manifesting it into physical reality. So they're in direct relationship with our root chakras. So thank your body for showing you these ways that you don't feel safe moving forward, that you don't feel confident, that you don't know how to ground in. Allow your vessel to talk to you in these ways. Bringing that energy up through the thighs. We're going to just direct it further up into that seat, into that root, into the root chakra itself. Good. Feel how it's just right there, but not, right? It's there, but it's not opening. Allow your vessel to start talking to you about how you block your passion from opening and unfolding within you. What are you fearing? How do you feel unsafe? How do you block your passion with others, with your family? What beliefs do you hold about how the family will receive your passions? See how your root translates into your passion development, into your passion exploration. And feel how the energy now is coming up into that root space more fully. If you're really feeling blocked there, invite Gaia to come in and support you. Ask for it. Ask and ye shall receive, right? Foundation principle of this creation. Another way of opening up that root more when we're doing this kind of work, imagine you have a spotlight of red light. Beautiful, rich, intense, vibrant red shining on your root. If we don't have a strong, healthy root, we can't build on the rest of our chakras. We can't go up into that passion chakra. And a lot of us get stuck in this part of it. So visualize that like a heat lamp, warming, soothing, relaxing, opening that root space. I'm also hearing for some of you, there's healing that needs to be done there. You have pursued your passions in the past, and you were wounded as a result of it. Or you believe yourself to have been. Or they weren't really the passions that you were here to do, but were to get you on that next step, lead you to the next, to the next. So beliefs were formed that block you now. So visualize growing in your rooted tree. There's a wild rose bush coming up and growing, wrapping around your tree, using your tree as stability. Feel a rose bud beginning to form right in the heart of your root chakra, right in the heart of that space in your seat. See that rose bud growing and swelling in this red ray of energy. See it swelling and growing until it bursts open and the petals unfurl and they open up wider. See that rosebud turning into the light as it opens, and allow the frequency of this rose to heal these beliefs that you formed, that you could never be who you dream of being, that you'd never be safe to pursue your dreams, your passions. Good. Beautiful. Look at your rosebud. What color is your rosebud? Is it red? If it's red, then it's working in your root. Does it have flecks of other colors? Or is it another color? Does it have orange tinted in it? Do some of your safety issues come up into your sacral chakra, into that orange space of you, that passion space? Is it yellow? Is it showing you that your personal sense of power and identity are at stake by pursuing your passion? Is it showing you blues? You don't know how to speak your passion. Greens. Your heart is blocked in this. Purples. You don't know how to see it. Can't see it clearly. Whites. Am I guided? Is the source guiding me? Am I, my highest of selves, guiding me in this pursuit? Just allow this rose to communicate with you and show you these other areas of yourself that are in relationship to this personal struggle with your passion. I'm going to hold space while you listen to your roots. Each day will come up the chakra column in relationship to our passion. Somebody's got something going on in the throat. Is speaking part of your passion? You know how to speak it? Have people told you you're too overwhelming when you speak it? Thank the throat for showing us this. When we have a secondary issue show up when we're working on one, recognize this too needs support. So imagine that you have, if the throat is for you, another vine of that wild rosebuds growing up and around your tree that is you. And it's coming into the throat space. And it's blossoming or opening up a little bud in the middle of your throat chakra. And that bud is swelling and growing until it bursts open. And a blue light is shining on this rosebud, supporting the chakra as that rose opens and unfolds. And look again what colors we're diagnosing and allowing the body and the chakras to guide us. What colors are involved with this throat? I'm seeing reds and oranges. Not feeling safe speaking about your passions, not feeling safe, not feeling like you can manifest it physically, not feeling received manifesting your physical passion as you express it. There, that feels a lot better. This isn't about changing anything. It's about seeing and understanding and allowing all things to be true. One of the problems with modern healing is the idea that there's something wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's a perfect manifestation. Yellow. So, feeling powerful, am I empowered enough? Am I overly empowered? Am I being too ego-driven? Am I not expressing enough of my ego? The ego is not evil. It's beautiful. It's balancing it. When we get into another chakra that's showing, grow a rosebud in that chakra as well. So in the yellow, in the solar plex, allow that rosebud to open. Use this as a game almost, with excitement and joy, as your body is showing you all the different ways in relation to your root, in safety and grounding, that you are blocking your own passions, your own expansion. Orange, grow a rosebud in your sacral. Sometimes the roses are multicolored, showing us layers of these expressions. So today we're working these chakras in relationship to our root. See how all these different aspects of the body, of the chakra system, are at play. And allow your body to tell you why. Finding our passions is not the challenge. Feeling and believing that we can live them, express them, support ourselves with them, balancing them, those are the challenges to living a life of passion. I'm going to leave you guys in this space and allow yourselves to receive. When you're done, when you've found all the explorations that you can, open up that crown, allow it to open, and feel that rainbow prismatic light, that crystalline light of Source, of that infinite consciousness, of that unity of all things, shining on your roses, healing them, turning them into the most beautiful crystalline roses. As you allow yourself to be who you are, allow those once problems to be the beautiful adaptations, movements and adjustments that make you the individuation of the unity that you came here to be. As you allow yourself to be that. I love you guys. Enjoy this meditation. Continue on for as long as you choose. And I'll see you tomorrow where we work more on passion.